Oh man.
So right now, okay, so it's recording right now. So thank you everybody. We're gonna be here with Nathan of Regiment Wholesalers. How are you doing?
Oh, we're doing great here today, brother. We're doing great, man. How are you guys doing out there?
And it is doing good. It is a nice, good Saturday. Pretty much what I've been doing is just getting things set up. It's funny because like these platforms, they're awesome, but I've been doing like the free trials. And so I'm just all like, you know what? I need to just go ahead and pay for it because it's a good platform.
They are.
I realize, especially like with Zoom has the ability to stream on Facebook when you get the monthly subscription, and so that's something that I've been thinking about doing. But just to let the people know who you are, how you came into the CBD world. I know you have a super unique story, so just let the people know your company, how it came about, and yeah, let them know a little bit about you.
Definitely, definitely. Basically, of course, everybody knows my name is Nate. Everybody knows me as CBD Nate. The company is called Regiment Wholesalers Inc. Basically, very simple how I started. I started 3 years ago, and basically what happened was we I was in a wheelchair basically, and I figured out, hey, I need to do something besides taking care of all these opiates, which was ridiculous amount that I was taking. I was taking about close to about 10 different pills. So I talked to my doctor. My doctor said, you know what? Why don't you try CBD? I was like, okay, let's see what that is. I mean, I was thinking something else, I was thinking regular cannabis. But he's like, no, it's going to be no cannabis, no THC. He explained it to me. I was like, okay. So I said, I'm going to go ahead and try it. So I started looking for places. Um, Planet X, everybody knows Planet X. I went there first and saw their Lazarus natural, whatever that crap was. I literally took it. It was about 500 milligrams, and I was like, I'm going to try it. Sure enough, I did try it. The whole bottle that same day.
Oh man.
And nothing. It didn't work. I was like, good Lord. Now, keep in mind, I don't suggest anybody to do that because everybody's body is different. Keep in mind, I'm taking opiates, so my pain tolerance and my consumption is a lot higher than what a normal person would be. So always definitely want to consult with someone on that aspect because you never know what your medications could do and stuff. So I said, I'm gonna do it, That's why I did it. And nothing worked. Then I went to Supernova here in San Antonio. Real nice people I met there. I went in, saw some flower, and I was like, whoa. I was like, is that like real stuff or what? They told me, no, it's CBD. I'm like, okay. So I paid at that time, it was like about $19, $20 for a free roll.
Oh wow.
I was like, good Lord, this is expensive, but I'll try it. Then I bought their tincture as well, and I compared the two. I tried the tincture, and I said, the tincture is, it's okay. Didn't do nothing. But then when I started smoking the pre roll, I noticed immediately pain went away, my anxiety went down, um, headaches were easier to get rid of, so it was pretty easy. I enjoyed it. So of course I started doing more research. Then I ended up talking to a friend of mine who owns a store here in San Antonio. And what I did with him was I took his stuff and noticed a difference. So I started doing a lot of research. I went into like a research guru, man, and just started looking for stuff. And
Mm.
then I started saying, you know what, buying it. And then people started asking, hey, can I get some? And I told them, hey, sell me some. And that's when my light bulb came on saying, hey, let's open up a business. So when I saw that, I went ahead and opened up a business, got a corporation pulled up, the whole 9 yards, made my connections, and now I'm probably moving on weight wise. I want to say anywhere between 30 to 60 pounds a week. And on tinctures, we're doing about a good 10 to 20 a month. Then I went ahead and started saving money and investing it back into the business until one day I said, you know what, I need to partner up with people. And I partnered up with a lot of people and bought a couple of shares of their business. So I own in Colorado, I own a lab as well as an actual grow site too. It's all indoor. And then in Arizona, I am a partnered up with my friend out there as well. And with him, we partnered up in his lab that just opened up 100%. It's been the bomb. We could do genetic testing now.
Yeah.
Do a lot of different strain testing, getting you COAs for everything because that's the most important. As you know, Texas, man, we just opened up growing. So
Yeah.
that's a whole nother level that I started to. In fact, watch this. Check this out. Right here. There we go. See, even got myself my little babies going.
Oh man.
My little baby's going. We went ahead and got our license and everything. We're starting to grow. Now we're also selling our clones. That's the biggest thing that we're doing lately is we're starting to get clones and sell them as well. So our clones, we got up to like about, I want to give a take about 10 different strains, maybe 15. We're starting to sell also seeds. So we're selling flour like crazy. Like I said, we do kratom, we do gummies, everything, anything and everything that has to do with hemp, we got it. And we are like really hitting the new market. Everything is all delivered and mailed to everybody out of depending where it's coming from. But if you're in San Antonio and I have stock on me, then I'll just do the delivery myself. Because you know, I take in stuff to people personally. I don't mind. Especially with this coronavirus stuff. And I understand people want their products still. So that's the reason why I started getting into it and really hitting it hard.
You know, and I think that's what's like really interesting because it's like the one thing that I noticed just in all of the shows you've done with us and everything like that is the level of hustle, you know.
Yes.
And what I find super dope about that is the fact that, you know, when we see something like CBD and um, what it's able to do for people, it's like that hustle needs to be, you know, more like, you know, as
You
far as,
gotta really want it.
yeah, you know, because um, the more and more that people hustle like that as far as to get the information, get the product out there. And usually like anytime I hear from you got like a brand new product and everything like that. So to
Yeah.
me, you know, to me it's almost like there's a I can tell that there's a certain passion about it. And is there something about as far as the CBD products that or just the aspect of doing this that like you feel almost like a kid again? You know, like just with having all of these making these products, designing and everything like that, is there an aspect that makes you feel like, man, this brings me joy, like I feel like a kid again?
Yeah. I enjoy it. I'm gonna tell you right now, the first thing that I love is after me myself taking some CBD, whether I'm a vape it or smoke the flower, whatever it is, because as you know, I carry roughly about give or take, I want to say about 90 to 100 different products. So I have a whole line of products. And what I always like is the excitement when I say, man, we did it. And then being able to share it with other people. You know, different flower strains that comes out. There's one that I've been looking for, like mad looking for it. It's called Blue Dream,
Yeah.
which everybody only knows that Blue Dream exists with the THC market.
Mm-hmm.
Now I found one of my buddies, he actually has a CBD format of the actual CBD product, Blue Dream, which is great. I love it. It's awesome. Right now we're starting to sell that a lot.
Yeah.
The other thing that we're doing is we're going into other levels. For example, isolates, distillates, crude, winterize. So we're going into a whole different level. A lot of people knows me right now for all these shows that we be doing, and I'm always on them. A lot of them know me, of course, for flour and great deals.
Yeah.
I love doing deals, you know. Now that we're able to grow our own product, right now I have an estimate of close to 12 strains that are coming into me that are just clones.
Mm.
Plus, on top of that, I have my other friend that he just contacted me the other day with some money and said, help me turn my whole bedroom, his master bedroom, he wants it changed into an actual grow room now. So I'm
Okay.
like, dude, you're like, really want to put that money in? He was like, let's do it. So now I'll have just not just one area to be able to grow. I have a second, I have a third, a fourth, and a fifth, and we're working on a sixth location and a seventh location right now. We're looking into a place over in RGV, Rio Grande Valley,
Hmm.
with a friend of mine, and I'm also looking in Austin area, close to Austin area. Another location that we're looking at over there with a couple of our friends as well, that we're looking to expand. The one that wants to grow in his house, you know, what we get excited about is we're looking to grow also in his other place that he didn't. He just told me yesterday about that he's got 1,000 acres over there. He's
Mm.
got 1,000 acres over there. So he said, with those 1,000 acres, he will be able to, after our first run over here, we could go ahead and run a full 1,000 acres over there. So right now, what we've been doing is running a lot of autos. And the reason for autos is because your autos is 60 days, 75 days, you know, from seed to harvest. It's real fast, it's good, and it's perfect. But once again, like I said, it makes me feel good to be able to go to the next person and say, hey, here you go, man. This is something that you're gonna enjoy. And see at the end of the day that they come back
Yeah.
saying, you know what, that flower was good, or this actually really does help. And it's a premium product now that we got it. We're carrying, I used to have only cherry wine. Now I'm carrying N9. I carried a Hawaiian Haze, Stormy Daniels, Wife, Trump. We have also Bubba Kush. And we also have a Bubba Remedy. That
Mm.
is the newest one. And I have on its way right now another strain that's going to be called, everybody knows, which is Sour Space Candy.
Mm.
So we're between 8 to 10 different strains that we're going to be carrying now.
And you know that's super dope. You know, like the one thing that I do love is the variety of strains, you know, because these are gonna hit people differently, you know.
Correct.
And so it's like from what you've noticed in selling and just in the CBD world, what are some top misconceptions that people have as far as customer base, and then the like top misconceptions that retailers who are carrying the CBD have in regards to this, whether that be the legal aspect or the feeling aspect of things.
The one thing that I have noticed a lot, and the biggest misconception that retail stores are telling, and I've been to one, I want to say San Antonio is pretty large. I've been to probably about 8 stores that I could tell you that these people actually told me their words, CBD will heal or cure anxiety. Big misconception. We are not allowed to say that because we're not doctors and we have no proof of that. So that's been one of the biggest misconceptions. CBD does not cure it. If it did, you wouldn't have it because our body makes CBD already with the endocannabinoid system. So just by going that way, that's right there shoots down the aspect and the conception that these people are saying that it's going to cure them, because it doesn't cure. Otherwise, we would never have these issues. Now, the other misconception I see is people saying that, oh, this one is guaranteed. Using those words, you can't use guaranteed either, because everybody's body is different. So what's good and works for me 98 times is going to work for me. But there's I want to say a 60 to 40, it won't work for you because you're different. Your genetics are different. So that's the biggest thing that a lot of these retailers are doing, that is going around saying stuff like that. And that's, we don't cure people. What we do is help manage, because it's just like when a person has diabetes. You got insulin, your body's making insulin. All you're doing is getting insulin and injecting it, or the medication, injecting it. Now you're just doing the same thing. So it's the same thing with CBD. You're just introducing it to help your body regulate itself versus it staying all out of whack. It's not going to cure you though. Yeah. Now, I will make one statement that I could 1000% tell everybody that I know for a fact, and that is personally, my mom, she uses the product. She uses the product without a doubt. Now, she's been a diabetic already for, I want to say, 12 years.
Yeah.
And I can honestly say that with her being a diabetic, I was able to give her our infused, our infused honey and our gummies. And let me tell you, it did not cure it, but her doctor did reduce and took her off certain medication, because I've noticed that between her eating healthier, exercising, and then taking the CBD, between the combination, her levels of her insulin and her diabetes have reduced.
Yeah.
But keep it in mind, it wasn't the CBD, it was changing your method of eating, exercising, and that's what did the difference. Because obviously, I'm not going to say that CBD took it away, because I can't. I'm not a doctor.
Yeah.
And that's the misconception. And I always tell everybody, check with your physician, check with your doctor first, because they are medications that does fight against the CBD. Well, another thing that a misconception a lot of people don't realize is you're not, and there's a lot of paperwork out there on it, and it is basically stating that if you're going to do it, the CBD, make sure you do not have anything that is so acidic 2 hours after you take it. And the reason is the acid will burn the molecular level of the actual component of CBD, and now you're just destroying it.
Yeah.
That's why everybody's level on the acidic level on our bodies is 10 times different from each other. Those that sweat a lot, they're going to have very acidic body.
Yeah.
Their metabolism is also different. So if they're high in acidic with acid in their body, what's going to happen? They're not going to want to take something that's 500 milligrams. They want to do 2-3 times higher to get that 500, because that acid's going to destroy all that, the levels. And then the other misconception that is out there is that, and this is actually people who are buying the products, these are the consumers, and that is, oh, I got one that's 5,000 milligrams and it works. Sorry to say, 5,000 milligrams, you're wasting your money. Yeah. And the reason why I say that is because our body only will take and keep anywhere between 60 to 70% of what we take in on the CBD. And there is other people where their body only holds 15 to 30%. So when you look at it and you see those numbers and people are taking 5,000 milligrams, it's the same thing if you going and taking, for example, 1,000 milligrams. Because guess what? At the end of the day, 5,000 milligrams, you take only 30% of that, you're at well under 1,000 milligrams for a day. And
Yeah.
that's what a lot of people are doing. That to me is waste of money.
Yeah.
And us as the retailers, we need to, excuse the way I put it, but we need to get our butts off the table and behind the scenes and start doing our homework and educating the people right. Because the first thing that we should be doing is education. Once we educate the people, then let's make a dollar. And that's one thing that a lot of people, I've had a lot of people tell me and appreciate with me is that I will explain it to them. I will go in details how to take it, when to take it, how many to take it, and then a few months later they come and call me and say, you know what, everything you said was right and it actually helped. I mean, on my Google website, if you look just on there on my reviews, I don't have that many, but the ones that I do, those are people who actually made purchases
Yeah.
on the product and they're like, wait a minute, he really went into details with me. I'm not trying to be a millionaire overnight, like I tell everybody. That's not what we're here for. We're
Yeah.
here to educate the people. So at the future, cannabis in general will all get into one big lump sum and we'll be able to have regular medical marijuana and the CBD at the same time and it'll be available for everybody. If we keep fighting each other, not educating each other, then everybody's got all these misconceptions all over the place because I'm telling them one thing, you go tell them another, and Blow Joe down the street told them something else, and they don't know who to believe anymore.
Yeah, and that really hurts the community because it's just all like, that's one person who now they're not getting anybody's product, you know.
Exactly.
So it's just all like, having the correct information. And like I try to tell people as well, things are always ever changing. The same thing
Yeah.
that we were thinking about last year, things are completely changed, so it's
Oh, yeah.
being quick as far as being able to even adapt to, ever changing information that we get, like, and, that's a big thing that I want people to realize is, do no matter with what, because sometimes as, because CBD is so closely associated with THC and the culture as far as the and not saying that this is what it is because I personally smoke THC as well, but just the pothead quote unquote stereotype uh perception that they have on it, and then they tie as far as the CBD into it. So there's this recreational, aspect of things, and with that, there's not enough research, even when it comes to THC. It wasn't something that it was just like, all right, I'm going to look into all of these different strands before I even go into smoking or using it. It's more so like, hey, you want to try this? Or you just are like,
Exactly.
okay, but we don't take the time to realize what these things do to our body, let alone
Correct.
what is currently, like you had mentioned, what's currently already in our body and
Yeah.
how that is regulated. The more and more that we dive into what these different things do to us, because this is something that you're putting into your body, this is something that
Correct.
you're applying to the top of your body in some cases as an ointment or a pain rub or different things like that, and you're and just not taking the time to real see what it does and realize that when doing that, because that's something that I'm learning just as a human and
Yeah.
just growing into a bunch of things, is the fact that it's a lot of this stuff is very tedious, but if you're on the consumer level, this is has to deal with your health. Hey,
It
your health.
does.
If you're on the business level, this has to do with covering your ass. Like this, having knowing this information is gonna be good on both parts,
Oh
so
yeah.
it's like this getting more and more out there as far as different products, and then the education aspect. That's why I like, organization like Hemp Tours and what it is that we're doing, and
Yep.
retailers like yourself that are able to get the information out, give it freely. This isn't something that we need to charge for as far as this type of information, because this
Hmm.
is just the basic. We can't
Exactly.
expect somebody to want to invest in what they don't know, so they
Exactly.
need a bunch of examples. We need a bunch of examples over and over and over again, so people can see when they start connecting the dots. Because one of my things that I started, realizing and letting people know, sometimes we like to uh, go to particular demographics. So if we're thinking CBD and we're thinking flower, we're just all like, all right, let's get to the smokers, everything like that. But
Exactly.
then it's just all like, you have bakers, you
Yep.
have people who do other things that are able to use this in their particular way. They don't gotta smoke it,
Exactly.
but they
Massage
know.
therapists.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
And everybody uses it different ways. Like you said, you got those people that, and it's unfortunate that us as humans, that's what we do. We're naturally doing that by going and saying, you know what? It's because of this. It's because of that. You know what? No, it isn't. It's our ignorance.
Yeah,
That's literally what it is our ignorance to what the reality is. And it all comes to the misconceptions. The other day, I don't want to mention names, but I had a person that was she wasn't on the show. She was just on here listening to us. And I spent 2 hours on the phone with her, just talking to her and explaining. And then when she realized how much, you know, of the questions that I was asking, she was like, you could tell she got frustrated. Honestly, she did. I feel she did. But at the end of the day, she was like, when I got to the point, she was like, wow, it's a lot more than what I expect.
yeah,
There's a lot. She even said herself, there's a lot that I don't really know. And there's a lot of people out there like that. There's a lot of people, they act like they know, but they don't get educated. And one thing I did when we were getting ready to start farming that I said I want to take advantage of was I literally called every single state's Department of Ag and I received the hemp bill law for their state.
yeah.
I know what states are total THC and I know what states are just 100% Delta 9 and what states are neither. It's
Mhm.
totally against the law in their state, you know. Um, right now, I have a list of that. And those are the ways that you need to get everybody in the retail needs to get themselves. If they want to stay local, yeah, stay local. You just need to understand that we're a Delta 9 state, not like what I've heard other people say, oh, but we're going to become total T eventually. Call the Department of Ag and they will tell you we're not going total T.
Yeah.
I don't know how many people tell me we're going to be a total T state. No, we're not. It's Delta 9 because they went through the regulations, they went through the interim rule and found out that it would be it would behoove us to not go that way because they realized that going to total T, it is a very short amount of strains now and it's harder to get.
Yeah.
So it's specifics because going that way it's a lot harder than actually going straight Delta 9 like we are now, which it gives us free reign.
hmm You
So
know,
it helps
yeah,
us quite a bit too.
yeah, and I encourage everybody, that's listening to this, to whether you are a consumer or a retailer, or neither, you're just into this, definitely just do just some just basic research. And just so that
Yeah.
way we can, steer you in the right direction, what'll be some top keywords that people want to search when doing
The first
CBD?
thing I would tell anybody if they're gonna research and they don't know what they want or what they're gonna use or anything is what do they like first, and then the first thing I would ask for them to do is when you go looking for a store to buy, before you go out there, see what's on the internet around you, Google the CBD, and then see what's around your area. And then take the top 5 stores
Yeah.
and see what their reviews are. But don't go straight to the reviews that are 5 stars.
Hmm.
Go to the ones that are going to be a 3 star in that area because those are going to give you a true understanding. Usually, the 5 stars, people know them.
Yeah.
They're just excited because, oh, they gave me a discount. The people at the very bottom, that's a 1 star, they just had an issue with the person.
Yeah.
So I usually go for the middle stuff. And then when you get there, the first thing I would ask and tell you to do is when you make a purchase, ask for a certificate of analysis, COA, right off the bat. If a store doesn't give you a copy of it, then I would question them. I would question them because there is no reason for you not to receive a certificate analysis because if you even though the laws change, now you can carry 2 ounces or less, whether it's CBD or regular THC. But like I tell my people when I sell to them, I'm going to give you paperwork
Yeah.
without a doubt. I'm either going to email it, text it to you, or I'm going to hand it to you. When I'm walking out of the our shop and everywhere we are, the first thing I will do is I will carry a COA with me because you got some gun hole rookie cops out there that they don't care and they'll just, oh, this is COA, okay, this is actual CBD. Well, we don't know that, and take you to jail. Now you're looking at a drug charge,
Yeah.
and it's stupid because you got paperwork.
Yeah.
We don't want to be like, I hate to say it. Unfortunately, I know the guys, the ones that got caught in New York that they got like over 100 pounds of flour confiscated because the brother was in the hospital and the other one went and picked up the product from the USPS store, and then all of a sudden there were cops there waiting for him and they took him to jail. Well, that family, filed bankruptcy. They
Mm.
actually they're actually suing the city of New York because and NYPD because they lost a lot of business because of that. They end up being out of business for roughly, you know, 4 months before they said they were going to give them the product back. By then they had already shut down.
Dang.
And I wish that upon nobody. That's why I tell everybody if you're going to look for something, ask them, can I see a certificate analysis, COA?
Yeah.
Look at the Delta 9. That's all that matters is Delta 9 on the paperwork. As long as it's under 0.3%, man, you should take it. Be happy. Now, if you're elderly, let's say like 50s or older, first thing I'm going to say is ask your doctor what they think. Ask the
Mm.
doctor. You know, anytime you're going to take something for yourself or the elderly or your children, ask your doctor.
Yeah.
Always consult to a physician for everything. A lot of people don't know that a lot of our regular marijuana that's out there, that THC stuff, half of that stuff we don't know what they're putting into it. We don't
Mm.
know what nutrients, metals, and stuff, pesticides. COAs is what helps you. That's why I'm glad that in Texas, when we got the CBD, a lot of people started asking, well, where's your certificate of analysis?
Mm.
And it has to be a third party vendor. I don't want it to look like someone made it at their house,
Mm.
because if it looks like it's been made at their house, which I've came across a couple of them, trust me, you don't want
Yeah.
you're messing with people's lives, and if you're giving away stuff or working in the industry, that's the first thing. And then if you like certain products. Let's say you like gummies, look for gummies. Look for someone that has the edibles. If you're a smoker, I would suggest go for two things. Go straight flower is my first thing. Go
Yeah.
straight flower because you could grind it yourself. Get a small grinder. You'll make your own pre rolls, or you can go ahead and make a bowl out of it and
Yeah.
just smoke it out of a bowl, man. I mean, I got plenty, man. I have one here that I was just smoking earlier. A nice little bowl right here, you know. Got me a little some in there, you know. It's all CBD, but at the same time, what matters is how much you're gonna give, what you're gonna sell, what you're gonna buy, and stuff like that. Make sure that you're giving the people the right product too.
Yeah.
Because if you're giving them the wrong product, man, I know a company here in San Antonio. Once again, I don't like mentioning names, but there's a company here in San Antonio. They're bad business. They only lasted about 4 or 5 months. They filed bankruptcy because they couldn't keep up with the business because they started it wrong. So make sure you got a company that you go to that is going to be reputable, very good reviews, good people that you want to, visit them 2 3 times before you make a purchase.
Mm.
Don't get to the point where you're desperate and you just want it and try it,
Yeah.
because then what happens is you're going to buy something out of, well, just wanting to buy it,
Yeah.
and then you're going to have buyer's remorse, be like, damn, 250 milligram tincture did not work. I
Yeah.
wasted $60. So I've seen people selling $60, 250, when I could turn around and say, you know what? Here you go. Get one of these. And it says 2,000 milligrams, full spectrum with the paperwork. And it has natural flavor, superior hemp, organic I have. And these, I can sell this for the same thing that they're going to sell you $250, 250 milligrams of CBD. They're going to sell it to you for about 40, 50, $60. Guess what? Just come to me and I'll give you 2,000 milligrams for the same price.
Mm.
Ridiculous to go spend a high price. A lot of people's issue is, and that's one of the things that I've noticed at all of our shows. I'm sure you've heard about it, or you get it told to you. You know, how is it that I have my prices so cheap?
Yeah.
So cheap. And I tell people, I go, you know what? The reason why I have it so cheap is when you have good relationship with people, at the same time, you're able to provide a good product that people are going to want. They're not going to want to just spend money.
Yeah.
So usually, like me, they want to build a relationship. That's the difference. Build a relationship with those people and then try to sell it to them. Then try to understand what they're looking for, what they want. I mean, I say it's a lot of psychology into this, because these people, you don't know what they're coming for. They're just coming to talk.
Yeah.
But then they're interested, especially when they see a bag like this, a flour, and they're like, damn, is that the real stuff? And you're like, no, it's not. It's actually CBD. It's legal. It's good stuff. It's going
Yeah.
to help you. That's where all those things, now it's like, I'm interested. Tell me more. How is that legal? And it smells like it, looks like it, it tastes like it. And when you light it up, smells and smokes like it. How is it that it's legal, but this isn't?
Yeah.
And that's where you get to now. They just opened up the doors for you to explain that stuff to them. Now you take that moment to educate.
Mm.
And then, like me, normally what I do is I'll educate the person and I'll give them about 2 grams for free just to try it. And I'll tell them, here's my information. Give me a call. Let me know what you think after you've tried it. Next thing you know, they're buying an ounce, 2 ounces. And I'm like, holy moly, you liked it that much? Hey, come on down, brother. I'll give you a better deal when we get a new strain.
Yeah.
Then I sell it to them even cheaper for it because I know they enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So it's all about relationships more than anything, for sure.
Oh yeah. And just before we let you go, let the people know where they can find you, and just some words of encouragement during these times for the retailers and consumers out there.
Definite. Little little thing that I was told recently by somebody out there, words of encouragement, and that is, man, I don't know if everybody does it, but something also my grandparents also taught me. We got those big nubs on legs, between our leg to our ankle, and from our mid leg up to our waist. It's called the knees, the patella. Use them.
Hmm.
In other words, pray for each other, man. Pray to whoever. If it's Allah, God, Jesus Christ, it's whatever it may be, Buddha. I don't care who it is. Pray and just ask for help, because we are in these times that it is rough. It is very rough. So I definitely say, do some prayer, soul searching as well. And just, make sure you keep your mask on when you go out, guys, because I just had the coronavirus hit my family real hard recently. I just had a cousin that was a singer up in New York die, and then in Puerto Rico, I have one of my cousins that she just got hit with it and is in the ICU. And I just found out day before yesterday from my mom, another cousin of ours just died as well. So this is serious, guys. Just I would say keep your distance from each other, pray, put that face mask on. If you still need your CBD though, and you really want it fast, I know you want to go out there, but don't go out there. All you have to do is just reach out to me, CBD Nate. You can give me a call. If you give me a call, text 210-776-2028. My phone's always open for anybody. And also, you can just look me up on Facebook under CBD for all your needs, or email me CBD for all your needs at gmail.com. This is CBD Nate from Regiment Wholesalers Inc., veteran owned. Wish you guys the best. God bless.
All right, thank you so much, Nate, and we'll talk to you soon.
Peace, brother. God bless.
God bless.